Shiro Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savidutam Darjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvatamsha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vicharane Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarane Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gauratvishinu He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantarada Kanta Namostute Taptakamchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhuve Vichakatitanam Ravanebhyo Vishnavebhyo Namo Namah जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौतम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम
Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं तमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणम् Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for this Bhakti Shastri class. So, we are discussing from 16th verse. Dvavimo purusho loke.
Proji,
Yes, bro. क्या हुआ?
purport is not visible. WhatsApp is visible.
अच्छा, screen is not visible.
WhatsApp is visible, Proji. WhatsApp.
अच्छा अच्छा. 1 minute. अभी bro.
Yes, Proji. Not visible.
Dvavimo purusho loke.
Vaimo Purusha Loke
क्षराक्षर एव च
Tara Taktara Evacha
क्षरा सर्वाणि भूतानि
Tara Sarvani Bhutani
कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते
Bhuta Stochara Uchate
Thou, two, imau, these Purusha, living entities. There are two types of living entities. Loke, in this world. No? There are two types of living entities. Thou, imau, Purusha, loke. There are two types of living entities. Kshara, cha, akshara, eva cha. Kshara means fallible. Cha and akshara, infallible. No? So, kshara, akshara, eva cha. There are two types. Kshara and akshara. Kshara means falling, fallible. There are jivas who can fall prey to Maya. And Akshara means who will never fall prey to Maya. You know, Eva cha, Eva means certainly, cha and Kshara, fallible, Sarvani, all, Bhutani, living entities. Utastha in oneness, Akshara, infallible, Uchate is said. Among these two, the material, there are two classes of beings, the fallible and infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. Whoever has come to the material world is fallible. But only exception is pure devotees who comes to this material world to preach. They will never get affected by Maya. They will never be carried away by materialistic qualities. Three gunas. They never be affected by three gunas. They will be always transcendental to the three modes. Then only they are called as pure devotees. If they are also getting affected by Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsar, they are not pure devotees. They are always affected by Krishna consciousness, Krishna's love. That is the sign of pure devotee. If anybody is like that, is the pure devotee. From Prabhupada is to tell, from my childhood, there is never a time when I forgot Krishna. That's why he's ultra pure devotee. He's not under three modes. But when he got married, also he was thinking about Krishna consciousness. He was not thinking about his family welfare so much. As a duty, he was trying to, because pure devotee sets a good example for others, how a grasta should live, no? But not attached to the family. Attachment is only for Krishna. So, in the material world, every living entity is fallible. And in the spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. They will never forget Krishna. In spiritual world, nobody is selfish. Everybody loves Krishna. Everybody wants to be with Krishna. So this is very important verse. Dvavimo purusho loke kshara akshara evacha kshara sarvani bhutani kutastokshara uchate. So here kutastha means oneness, akshara infallible. Uchate. Those who are in spiritual world, they will never fall prey to Maya, three modes of material nature. Those who are under three modes, they are in Maya, Mahamaya. Pure devotees are also in Maya. They are under Yoga Maya, not under Mahamaya. Mahamaya works to take away from Krishna. Yoga Maya makes us forget Krishna and think that Krishna is dependent on me. If I don't feed Krishna, how will he eat? How will he survive? They are also Maya, but that is Yoga Maya. But this is Mahamaya. In the material world, everybody's qualities are fall prey to Dhanam, Janam, Sundari, all these things. Well, wine, woman, and wealth. WWW. These are all conditioned souls. They are called conditioned. But condition means kshara. Akshara means in spiritual world, no one is carried away by Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar. Okay, somebody can read.
As already explained, the Lord in his incarnation as Vyasadeva compiled the Vedanta Sutra. Here the Lord is giving, in summary, the contents of the Vedanta Sutra. He says that the living entities who are innumerable can be divided into two classes, the fallible and the infallible. The living entities are eternally separated parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When they are in contact with the material body, they are called Jiva Bhuta, and the Sanskrit words given here, Shara Sarvani Bhutani, mean that they are fallible. Those who are in oneness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, are called infallible. Oneness does not mean that they have no individuality, but that there is no disunity. They are all agreeable to the purpose of the creation. Of course, in the spiritual world, there is no such thing as creation, but since the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as stated in the Vedanta Sutra, is the source of all emanations, that conception is explained.
So here, the mood is very important. More important than service is service attitude. If one is not hearing and doing service, then that service attitude is not there. He may be told just he doesn't feel like happily doing service. So that's why these jivas or those who are, in the material world, they are all fallible. They are very small, tiny part. There are two, the whole world is divided into two people. One is devotees, one is non-devotees. Fallible and infallible. Kshara, akshara. So when they are in contact with the material world, they are called jiva bhuta. And Sanskrit words given is kshara sarvani bhutani. Means they are fallible. They will be attracted by three modes of material nature. Maya shows the glamour of three modes. So those who are attracted by the beauty of this material world, some people likes greenery. Oh, so green, so beautiful. Somebody is attracted by dhanam. Wow, so rich. What a nice. Somebody, these five elements are being attractive. Yesterday, one devotee was told, wow, Prabhu, क्या buildings है? मैं पुणे में पहले बार देख रहा हूँ ये सब. These are all manifestations of five elements. Don't get attracted to these things. Read Prabhupada purports. So these are all Maya, Maya's allurements. Nice glasses of the building, with concrete pillars, they cover glasses. These are all five elements. And the beauty of the people, the skin beauty. This is skin beauty. What is this skin? If a fire, some fire attacks on our face, there is no beauty. Person is same. The skin gets affected, they don't like. So that is a skin depth law. The dog can identify the master if he wears in different dresses. Similarly, we should be able to love our Krishna in any dress. Should not be carried away. So, Kshara Sarvani Bhutani means that they are fallible. Those who are in oneness with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, however, are called infallible. Who are in line with Krishna, they are called infallible. Akshara. Oneness does not mean that they have no individuality. Oneness means there is no like a body will merge. No, oneness means family is one unity. They all will follow father's advice. That is oneness. Not, mother will merge into the father body. Right? Brothers, sisters will merge into father. No, that is not oneness. Oneness means one in mood. They all will agree with the father. Similarly, we have to agree with Krishna. Oneness does not mean individual, they have no individuality, but there is no disunity. There is no disunity. They are all agreeable to the purpose of the creation. Why this creation? Purpose of the creation. Of course, in spiritual world, there is no such thing as creation. In spiritual world, there is no creation. Because there is no creation and destruction. Eternal, everything is eternal. But in the since Supreme Personality of Godhead is stated in Vedanta Sutra, the source of all illuminations are, that conception is explained. All the source of all things is Krishna. Okay, read next paragraph.
According to the statement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, there are two classes of living entities. The Vedas give evidence of this, so there is no doubt about it. The living entities who are struggling in this world with the mind and five senses have their material bodies which are changing. As long as a living entity is conditioned, his body changes due to contact with matter. Matter is changing, so the living entity appears to be changing. But in the spiritual world, the body is not made of matter. Therefore, there is no change. In the material world, the living entity undergoes six changes: birth, growth, duration, reproduction, then dwindling and vanishing. These are the changes of the material body. But in the spiritual world, the body does not change. There is no old age, there is no birth, there is no death. There all exists in oneness. Shara Sarvani Bhutani. Any living entity who has come in contact with matter, beginning from the first created being Brahma down to small ant, is changing its body. Therefore, they are all fallible. In the spiritual world, however, they are always liberated in oneness.
So here two classes of living entities again. Vedas give evidence of this. So there is no doubt about it. There isn't any doubt, then we have to clarify. Living entities who are struggling in this world with the mind and five senses, have material bodies are changing. Change means Maya. Sorry. The change means Maya. है ना? यूज करना है क्या? हाँ. Sorry, bro. That was urgent. Okay. 1 minute. You can chat. अच्छा, font size increase करना है. Okay. So this is very important. If you see the font is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are in spiritual world, body is not made of matter, of five elements. There is no change. But in material world, undergoes birth, growth, duration, reproduction, and then dwindling and vanishing. These are the changes of the material body. But in the spiritual world, body does not change. There is no old age, there is no birth, there is no death. अगर जन्म नहीं होता है तो हम जाके क्या उधर जाने के बाद कैसे होगा? हाँ? एक सबसे बड़ा इस्कॉन में सबसे बड़ा टफ चीज क्वेश्चन है, सबसे बड़ा आर्गुमेंट क्वेश्चन है, जीवा डज जीवा फॉल डाउन का. लॉर्ड टेल्स यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमम मम. Whoever goes there will not come here again. But that means that the spiritual world is so attractive, nobody will try to go to that. No? दिन में आप कितने बार सोचते हैं कि मैं लैट्रिन में कब जाऊं? We never think. Anybody tell 2 BHK, but they don't tell we have latrine also. But there is latrine or not? Bathroom is there, no? But anybody will tell we have bathroom also. But nobody will recognize. That is how. What is the world means? Spiritual world. They don't tell about material world. You know? Here, all fallen souls. That is disgusting. Lord, you see, Vishnu also closes his eyes and sleeps and meditates on spiritual world. Brahma closes his eyes and chanting and connecting with spiritual world. And Shivji closes his eyes when chanting and meditates on spiritual world. Only fools of this material world would like to relish in this world, in Dhanam Janam Sundari. Those who are relishing Dhanam Janam Sundari, they are most fallen souls. You know? These are not spiritual qualities. So there is no old age, there is no death, there is no disease. That is spiritual world. Okay, we'll read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur purport. Can somebody read?
The collective jivas are all these living entities. The Brahman is fixed with one form for all time. Because I am the knower of the Vedas, I will speak in brief the essential meaning of all the Vedas in 3 verses. Please listen. In the material universe made of 14 worlds, Loke, there are these two conscious beings. Imau Dvau Purusho. He then describes who they are in brief. One is the Jiva called Shara because he is in a deviated, Shara means to fall, deviated condition from his Swarupa or true nature. The other is Brahman called Akshara, which does not deviate from its Swarupa. The Shruti says, Etad vai tad aksharam gargi brahmana abhivadanti. The knowers of Brahman know this as Akshara, O Gargi Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad. The Smriti says Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Akshara is the supreme Brahman. From this quotation, it is seen that the word Akshara means Brahman. Now the Lord makes clear the meaning of these two words. All the living entities are one aggregate jiva, Sarvani Kshara. The collective jiva, fallen from his Swarupa by beginningless ignorance and subject to karma, becomes a variety of living entities up to the moving entities like Lord Brahma. The singular number of Shara is used to express a class. The second conscious being Akshara is situated for all of time with is one Swarup, which does not fall. Amar Kosha says that is Kutakstha. which is situated over all time with one form.
So kutastha means which is above time also. Spiritual world, there is no time. Spiritual world, there nothing, even time cannot destroy spiritual world. Maya, there is no three modes of material nature in the spiritual world. Even you cannot even imagine about that. Even in the material world, especially in Kali Yuga, people, they are prone to work, karma. Karma means they want to sustain on themselves. But in spiritual world, there is no work. They always depend on Krishna. They like to depend on Krishna. They doesn't depend on their own things. That is the nature of spiritual world. Material world, karma, jnana, yoga, they take shelter of these things. But if you see in Krishna's pastime, nobody works for these three, karma, jnana, and yoga. They always depend on Krishna's mercy. They take shelter of Krishna. This is bhakti. So, Bhaktivedanta Purport. Now, Lord now summarizes Vedas as defined as Badarayana. The meaning of word loka is that which is truth perceived. Lokyati. Thus, loka means Veda. In Vedas, two types of men. Purushau, Pratito, celebrated Purusha, or confirmed. Who are they? One is destructible, Kshara, and going through many changes because of their having destructible body. Is bound up because of mixing with the material world. Other situated in a single condition because of not having destructible body, Akshara. Okay. So destructible, here liberated, he is liberated because he is of having no connection with the material world. If anybody has connection with the material world, they are fallen. The two are further described. The destructible refers to all the beings of Brahma, to the immovable beings, Sarva Bhutani. Indestructible is always one state, Kutastha, ever liberated. The delineation of whole group by the singular case can be understood in connection with the previous statements, such as Bahavo Jnana Tapasa and Idam Jnanam Pashritya. There are such liberated souls are mentioned as many. Okay, now Uttama Purushastvanya.
Uttama Purusha
Krishna
Paramatmeti Udaruta
Paramatmete
Paramatmeti Udarita
Yo Lokatrayamavishya
Yo Lokatrayamavishya
Vivarti Aveshwara.
Vivartiyaveshwara.
Okay, except these two, there is one more difference. There are a third person. Besides these two, there is a greatest living personality, the Supreme Soul, imperishable Lord Himself, who has entered the three worlds and maintaining them. And there is one verse. Anybody will tell which represents this? Which very frequently Prabhupada quotes, very frequently.
Did they share in a place study?
No. Nityo nityanam chetanam eko bahunam yo vidadati kama. So there are many people, living entities, but one person is maintaining all other. They all other are depending on one person. That is Krishna. So even this material world, when they divide Sankhya Yoga, they divide into different groups, and Lord is also considered as one. Some people, Lord and Jivas, they merge, means they keep it as one soul or super soul. But some devotees, Sankhya Yoga means in Sankhya Yoga, they mention Supreme Lord also as a separate. That's why there are 26 elements. Jiva and the super soul. So Lord himself is also separating from the living entities. He is also, I am not one of the souls. These are my energies. These are expansions of me, but not I am. So the Lord is a completely different than these two. So highest person in the different from this, he is described as Paramatma. Who is that? Some people describe as Paramatma. Jnanis, the Jnanis and yogis, they think as Paramatma. But Krishna, who is having entered into the three worlds, though being the controller and unchanging, supports it. Everything is supported by Paramatma. For universe also there is Paramatma, in the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. For elements, Paramatma, Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma. So we'll see purport. Quickly we can read.
Purport. The idea of this verse is very nicely expressed in the Katha Upanishad 2.2.13 and Shveteshwara Upanishad 6.13. It is clearly stated there that above the innumerable living entities, some of whom are conditioned and some of whom are liberated, there is a supreme personality who is Paramatma. The Upanishadic verse runs as follows. Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. The purport is that amongst all the living entities, both conditioned and liberated, there is one supreme living personality, the supreme personality of Godhead, who maintains them and gives them all the facility of enjoyment according to different work. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. A wise man who can understand him is eligible to attain perfect peace, not others.
So why they are giving, acharyas are giving references. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It is applicable everywhere in the material world. But spiritual things are applicable, spiritual glow, even not only in this verse, in this universe, it is applicable even in the spiritual world also. That will never change. Anything which changes is not 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, it is material. It may change. Spiritually, दो पुण्य कर्म 4 पुण्य कर्म हो जाते हैं. बट सेवा, 2 सेवा प्लस 2 सेवा 4 सेवा नहीं होगा, वो इन्यूमरेबल बना सकता है. सो पूर्णम माइनस पूर्णम इज इक्वल टू पूर्णम. You cannot apply material laws in spiritual world, which are eternal. So the Upanishad verses runs as follows: Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetana. The purport is that among all living entities, both conditioned, there is one supreme living entity, living personality, the supreme personality of God, who maintains them and gives them all facility of enjoying according to different work. You want not only self-realization, super soul realization also is important, and Krishna realization. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan realizations are there. 3 levels. Brahman means spiritual. They don't know what is about spiritual, but they consider only material and spiritual. But then Paramatma. Paramatma means, Paramatma realization means who is sitting in everyone's heart. But Bhagavan, how he is Bhagavan, how he is relishing with the spiritual world, in the spiritual, how everybody is serving Krishna. That is Bhagavan consciousness, Bhagavan realization, not just Atma realization. Atma realization is not ultimate realization. They land up in Brahma Jyoti. Paramatma वाले ना भगवान की वैकुंठ लोक में जाएंगे लेकिन सेवा नहीं करेंगे. सेवा केवल भगवान की रियलाइजेशन होता है. He is my Lord. I am meant to serve him. He is the Lord of everyone. There is no one who is not under him. We cannot equate with anyone else. He is the supreme Lord. Even Brahma, Vishnu के ऊपर भी है कृष्ण. शिवजी कहते बात नहीं. Shivji, Vishnu, and Krishna. Krishna's expansions are these things. But we still, Shivji is considered as under demigods because he's under the association of Maya. Vishnu Tattva means no Maya connection, no ignorance, no three modes can affect Vishnu. Nowhere, no chance. Vishnu Tattva means. Okay. Having just spoken, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, having just spoken about impersonal Brahman, which Jnani worship? Which the Jnanis worship? Jnanis, what they worship? Brahman, Brahmajyoti. Lord New speaks about Paramatma, which is the yogis worship. Yogis, they worship Paramatma. Jnanis worship Brahman. The word to indicates distinction from that what he previously spoken. As yogis is different from worshipper of Jnani, and the object worshipped by him will also be different. The Lord shows the nature of Paramatma. Paramatma is he who, having the nature of commanding, Ishvara, and being unchanging, Avyaya, enter into the three worlds completely and supports the protected. Vivarti, proprietor, controller, and enjoyer. All three are Vishnu, Krishna. Okay. Now, Yasmat Ksharam Matitoham.
Yasmasharamatisoham
Aksharaadapi chottama.
Aksharaadapi chotama.
Atosmi loke vede cha.
Atosmi loke vede cha.
Tita purushottama.
Yatita purushottama.
Because I am transcendental, beyond both fallible and infallible, because I am the greatest, I am celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as that supreme person. Whole Vedas are meant for this. Vedaischa sarver ahame vividyo. No? All acharyas tell that he is the supreme, he is the supreme. घोषणा कर रहा है सब. And Krishna is telling about himself also. I am transcendental beyond both fallible and infallible. Even infallible लोगों को भी, even मोक्ष प्राप्त करने वाले से भी ऊपर है. Even the people who are staying in the spiritual world who will never fall. He is supreme to them also. He is not equal to anyone. There is no equal. He is supreme. That is why Purusha Uttama Yoga. Okay, somebody can read this quickly.
No one can surpass the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, neither the conditioned soul nor the liberated soul. He is therefore the greatest of personalities.
This is the meaning of Purushottama. Purushon ki Uttam hai wo. There are many Purushas, but he is the Uttam Purusha. Uttam Purusha. Who is Uttam Purusha? Krishna.
Now it is clear here that the living entity and Supreme Personality of Godhead are individuals. The difference is that the living entity, either in the conditioned state or in the liberated state, cannot surpass in the quantity to inconceivable potencies of Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is incorrect to think of the Supreme Lord and the living entity as being on the same level or equal in all respects. There is always question of superiority or inferiority between their personalities. The word Uttama is very significant. No one can surpass the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So this is the final of the essence of all this is this. That Purushottama, he is the Uttama Purusha of all. All Ekala Ishvara Krishna are Sabhrutyam. Ekala Ishvara Krishna. This is Paribhasha Sutra of Bhagavatam. Ekala Ishvara Krishna. Eki Ishvara. There is no competitor for him. This is Purushottama. This is called Purushottam Yoga. But foolishly, some people equate Shiva, Vishnu also. Even Vishnu also we cannot equate. Krishna is Purushottama. Okay.
The word Loka is significant in the Purusha Agma, the Smriti scripture, as confirmed in the Nirukta dictionary, Loket Vidarte Nena. The purpose of the Vedas is explained by Smriti scriptures. The Supreme Lord, in his localized aspect of Paramatma, is also described in the Vedas themselves. The following verse appears in the Vedas, Chandogya Upanishad 8.12.13. तवेत ऐसे संप्रदाय संप्रसदो स्म शरीरत समुत्तय परम ज्योति रूपम संपदय स्वेन रूपेणाभिनिष्पद्यते स उत्तम पुरुषः. The super soul coming out of the body enters the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Then in his form he remains in his spiritual identity. That supreme is called Supreme Personality. This means that the Supreme Personality is exhibiting and diffusing his spiritual effulgence, which is the ultimate illumination. That Supreme Personality also has a localized aspect as Paramatma. By incarnating himself as the son of Satyavat and Parasara, he explains the Vedic knowledge as Vyasadeva.
So he is glorifying. Lord himself comes as Vyasadev, expansions, and then he is glorifying Krishna or Vishnu as the supreme. आजकल लोग साई सहस्रनाम है ना, देवी सहस्रनाम, ये सब मेंटल स्पेकुलेशन करता है लोग. विष्णु सहस्रनाम, there may be different names of Vishnu. We cannot equate this Sai Ram. These are all nonsense. How you can delete Sita with Ram? This is Ravan mentality. Even in name also they are kidnapping Sita. These are rascals, has to be punished by Maya very heavily. They are making people to write Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Sita Ram, Sai कहा जाए, Sai सीता को भी रिप्लेस करता है. So there is tendency to minimize Krishna in this material world. When Yudhishthir Maharaj was giving Agra Puja to Krishna, the main purpose of Rajsu Yajna is not to make him to become himself leader. The only reason is to give Agra Puja to Krishna. We have to all give credit to Krishna. We can never ever make equal to anyone else. Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purushottam. Anybody has some doubt, there's a danger. Even Ramanujacharya, he will never go on even for taking darshan of Shivji also. He never enters Shivji temple. So we should never forget Krishna. Krishna consciousness means Krishna. We should not be carried away with Vishnu forms also, what to speak of other. Having spoken about the object of worship, yogis, Paramatma, and Lord now speaks about the object of worship of the devotees, Bhagavan. The object of Bhagavan, the devotees. पहले कर्म ज्ञानी योगी ईश्वर का ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है? ब्रह्मन परमात्मा. But here the object of devotees is Bhagavan, simple form of Krishna. In two-handed form there is no controllership, there is no proprietorship. Ishvara, he is the enjoyer, purely enjoyer. He is the one who is meant for enjoying. We all should support his enjoyment. That is our Swarupa. So this answers the last question raised by the commentary of the first verse, which basis of Brahman. Though he is the form, Krishna is also Bhagavan. He denotes that supreme excellence of his own Swarupa as Krishna by using the name Purushottama. I am the superior to Jiva, Aksharam, and superior to Brahman, Aksharat, and also Paramatma. Last statement indicated the word Api. He is superior to Brahman, Paramatma, and he is the Bhagavan. Yoginam api sarvesham madhyatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samayaktam tamomata. So this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting. In Bhagavatam, ete cham sakalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ekala Ishwara Krishna or Sabhritya, like that. So he is giving references. Very, very, very important. No? So however, among the Bhagavan forms, Krishna is considered to be the supreme attractive form than even Vishnu form, 400 form. Why 400 form is not supported much? a comparison. Vishnu Tattva means Krishna also. But in Vishnu Tattva, this, Lord is having this proprietor, but enjoying is not 100%. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Just as the sun is considered superior to the huge fire. Why? Because Krishna alone can give nirvana moksha, final fruit of worship of Brahman, even to the enemies such as Agha, Bhaka, Jarasandha, who are most sinful. The verse has been explained according to Sridhar Swami's commentary of Brahmano hi pratishtha. Not explained that Krishna is the condensed form of Brahman. Even Krishna is the form of even Omkara. Men skillful at pious work worship Krishna repeatedly, who appears continue to relieve the burden of earth, who enables the intelligent to cross material ocean, who is the delight of a woman of Vraja, the essence of beauty of rain cloud as described in Vedas, and the form of knowledge and bliss. I do not know any truth higher than Krishna, which has lotus eyes, face beautiful as a full moon, and lips red like a bimba flute, and who has complexion of rain cloud, who wears yellow cloth, who holds a flute in his hand. Madhusudana, Saraswati's commentary on verse 19. Those fools who cannot tolerate the glories of Krishna, which have been ascertained with a valid proof to go to hell. Madhusudana Saraswati commentary on verse 20. There should be no indignation at the explanation of these verses, which establish the supreme position of the form of Krishna. I offer respects to the impersonalists. Note, Madhusudana Saraswati was actually a famous supporter of impersonalism, but has also written such devotional verses in Gita commentary. Vishwanath is here giving him credit for that, though also recognizing his impersonal stance. The impersonal is also there, but the supreme is personal form of Krishna. He is the supremost. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is commenting on this verse. We'll go to directly 19th verse. Yomamevam asammudo
Yo mamevam asammudo
janati purushottama
Janati Purushottamam
sasarvavid bhajati mam
Sarvavidvashatimam
sarva bhavena bharata.
Sarvabhavena Bharata.
Somebody can read translation.
Translation. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata.
So we should understand what is this knowledge means. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya means what? We have to understand Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without doubting, is knower of everything. He knows everything. Who knows Krishna? He knows everything. Who doesn't know Krishna? He doesn't know many things. And after knowing Krishna, what we should do? We should render service to Krishna. Those who are doing service to Krishna with knowledge, they are perfect devotees. There may be some devotees without knowledge they may be doing. That is not. With knowledge, with knowing that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That attitude we should read. So, I will read this purport. There are many philosophical speculations about constitutional position of living entities and Supreme Absolute Truth. Now this verse, Supreme Personality of Godhead, clearly explains that anyone who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is called actually the knower of everything. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about absolute truth, but the perfect knower who, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna's service, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole world, whole of the Bhagavad Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step. And still there are many stubborn commentators of Bhagavad Gita who consider Supreme Absolute Truth and the living entities to be one and the same. We cannot equate jivas with the Lord. The Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the Vedic message from the authorities like Krishna and representatives. Here, Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely. One should hear from this source. Simply to hear like a hoax is not sufficient. If you miss this point, you have missed everything. One must be able to understand from the authorities. It is not that one should simply speculate academically. How academically maybe he is useless if he doesn't know Krishna. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita. That means he is accepting Krishna as supreme. He is my master. I should not dictate to master. I should hear from the master. I am the servant of the master. I don't need to correct. There is no things need to be corrected in Bhagavad Gita. It is 100% perfect knowledge. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who is able to understand this, according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, कृष्ण के अनुसार ये क्या बता रहा है? Who knows Krishna? He knows everything. Knows the purpose of the Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of Vedas. Not just by hearting verses. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. Whoever is serving the Supreme Lord is better than the person who knows Krishna. With a service attitude, not just जबरदस्ती क्या करूं, करना पड़ता है, प्रभु सेवा दिया है. Lovingly we should serve. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness in devotional service to the Lord, it is understood that he has understood all Vedic knowledge. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that one who is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need of further spiritual process for understanding supreme absolute truth. He has already come to the point because he is engaged in devotional service of the Lord. What is more better than this? Engaging in Krishna's service is the ultimate dead end. With love for Krishna. समझ रहे आप लोग? Understanding Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead and engaging in service of Krishna. These two are supreme most of everything. He knows everything. He knows Vedas. He has understood the Vedanta Sutras, everything. और कुछ pending नहीं हो उसमें. He has ended all preliminary process of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds and thousands of lives, does not come to this point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years and lives is useless waste of time. It's simply Shamayeva hi kevalam. So we will go to next verse. Iti jnanam akyatam iti guhyatamam shastram
Iti guhyatamam shastra
idam uktam maya naga
Idam
idam uktam maya naga
etad buddhva buddhiman syat
etad buddhva buddhimam sa
krita krutyascha bharata.
krita krityascha bhava.
Okay. Can somebody read this?
This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection.
So this is the essence of everything. आप वेद को पढ़ने को कोई वेद पढ़ेगा मूर्ख है. वेद है ही नहीं किसी के पास ज्यादा. Only part 1-2% they may get, not more than that. They don't get Vedas. They don't know Sanskrit to understand. That is Devanagari Sanskrit. Who understands? All foolish fellows. This is Krishna speaking. This is the essence of all Vedas. Yeah? This is the most confidential part of Vedic scriptures. And this is disclosed by me, Krishna. And that same Supreme Lord Krishna is speaking about this Bhagavad Gita and about himself. 15th chapter is speaking very nicely. Whoever serves Krishna, he is the ultimate intelligent person, most intelligent person. Anybody who is, Gaurang Prabhu was telling that, the person who is ringing the bell in the temple is million times more fortunate than this Trump, US president. What to speak of any other people? This is the ultimate. Whoever is rendering service to Krishna is most intelligent than big scientists, Einstein, Newton. All these are foolish fellows who is relishing in the stool of knowledge, materialistic knowledge. Whoever is serving Krishna is the ultimate knower of Vedas. Okay? So, somebody can read?
The Lord clearly explains here that this is the substance of all revealed scriptures, and one should understand this as it is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, one will become intelligent and perfect in transcendental knowledge. In other words, by understanding this philosophy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engaging in his transcendental service, everyone can become freed from all contaminations of the modes of the material nature. Devotional service is a process of spiritual understanding. Wherever devotional service exists, the material contamination cannot coexist. Devotional service to the Lord and the Lord Himself are the one and the same because they are spiritual. Devotional service takes place within the internal energy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is said to be the sun, and the ignorance is called darkness. Where the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Therefore, whenever devotional service is present under the proper guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, there is no question of ignorance.
So you see how Prabhupada is writing the purport that whoever is engaged in service of Krishna is fortunate. That is the end. He knows everything. Devotional service is the process for spiritual understanding. अगर कोई समझ में नहीं आया, still you engage in Krishna service, Krishna will reveal you everything. There is no better process than devotional service. कृष्ण की सेवा करना ये सबसे बड़ा परम भाग्य है. Guru is always engaged in Krishna service, 24/7. Okay? Okay.
Everyone must take to this consciousness of Krishna and engage in devotional service to become intelligent and purified. Unless one comes to this position of understanding Krishna and engages in devotional service, however intelligent he may be in the estimation of some common man, he is not perfectly intelligent.
अगर वो IIT हो, ITI हो, I2IT हो, ITI हो, ITI भी हो, useless. It is all stool of Maya. Only thing is Krishna's service. Even Anguti Chap bhi ho, he is engaged in Krishna's service. Materially may be fool, but spiritually is the topmost devotee. Topmost devotee. He knows everything. Vedas, to become simple is not so easy. Okay, read.
The word anaga by which Arjuna is addressed is significant. Anaga, O sinless one, means that unless one is free from all sinful reactions, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. One has to become free from all contamination, all sinful activities, then he can understand. But devotional service is so pure and potent that once one is engaged in the devotional service, he automatically comes to the stage of sinlessness.
Those who are doing service to Krishna means he is so pure. He is able to render service to Krishna. He is able to chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. So fortunate he is. And he is able to follow, please Prabhupada. That is the great success, but not doing offense. Sin nahi karna, paap nahi karna. If you don't follow four regulative principles, even I cannot help you, Prabhupada said. No sin in devotee's life. No aparad, no sin. So here, anaga means, oh sinless one. Devotee should be sinless. So sinful people, sinful reaction, those who are No, means that unless one is free from all sinful reactions, it is very difficult to understand Krishna. Those who are not understanding Krishna, they are sinful. पापी जीवात्मा है वो, उसको नहीं समझ रहे कृष्णा, कृपा कम है. He's a fool. He cannot understand Krishna. Those who are free from sinful contamination, then only they can understand. पापी है वो, इसलिए कृष्ण को नहीं समझ रहे. बाकी पूरा पूरा दुनिया पापी है ना. But devotional service is so pure and potent that once one is engaged in devotional, he automatically comes to that stage of sinlessness. Okay, read this last one.
While one is performing devotional service in the association of the pure devotees in full Krishna
In
consciousness,
full Krishna
there are
consciousness. In full Krishna consciousness. We should always remember this is Krishna's service. Okay, in full Krishna
there are,
consciousness. Huh.
there are certain things which require to be vanquished altogether. The most important thing one has to surmount is weakness of the heart. The first fall down is caused by the desire to lord it over the material nature. Thus, one gives up the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord. The second weakness of the heart is that one increases the propensity to lord it over material nature. He becomes attached to the matter and the possession of matter. The problems of material existence are due to this weakness of the heart. In this chapter, the first 5 verses describe the process of freeing oneself from these weaknesses of the heart, and the rest of the chapter, from the 6th verse through the end, discusses Purushottam Yoga.
So, from the 6th verse through the end of the verses, discussion of Purushottam Yoga. No? So, this is the association of pure devotees in full Krishna consciousness. There are certain things which require to vanquish altogether. There is weakness of heart. Means, मैं कैसे छोड़ दूँ माया को, कैसे छोड़ दूँ मैं, छोड़ दो उसको, है ना. We should engage fully in Krishna conscious service 24/7. अरे ये दुनिया कैसे चलेगी, प्रीचिंग कौन करेगा, भगवान करेगा. भगवान की सेवा में लगना ही सेवा है. ये सबसे परम परम चीज है. माया में कितना सारा जन्म जन्म, कृष्णा इज नॉट गोइंग टू इवन लुक एट इट. Is going to see what we are engaged. So if we have really understood, we should engage fully in Krishna's service. कृष्ण की सेवा ही करना चाहिए, माया की सेवा नहीं करना चाहिए. That's why there are, of course, Guru is capable to guide people. He cannot guide, everyone should not be like a controller in giving guidance. We should be under the guidance of Guru. Guru wants us first priority. If you can surrender fully to Krishna, that is best. Bale Grihastha, bale Brahmachari. Grihastha also can fully surrender to Krishna. Don't work in Maya. It's simply non-devotee Sangha. Very dangerous. If we serve in Krishna conscious temples, it is best. Serve for Krishna. Do book distribution. Do something. You'll get a lot. What we will not get? If we serve Prabhupada. No. So this is, understand the power of devotional service. Fully dedicate completely to Krishna, and you will go back to Garden, Vaikuntha, and Golok Vrindavan. If you work here in material work, what is the use of that? How much time we need to give this material work? Should feel bad. Okay. Anybody has doubts? You can ask. So today we have completed this 15th chapter. Hare Krishna. Any doubts? Okay, Tejas Prabhu. So you inform Satyachut Prabhu,
Yes.
Sakshi Achut Prabhu, that we have completed this 28th chapter. This is 15th chapter. He told me to complete this. We will continue maybe from further, next week.
Okay, Guruji.
Okay. Thank you very much, bro. Hare
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.